Hello everyone, welcome to AWS Data Engineering Training Program. And as part of this training before the weekend, we talked about S3, that is the simple storage solution provided by AWS. And we did basic stuff like creating a bucket, and we explored different properties, different configuration of a bucket like versioning, and there can be encryption and other type of things. Today we'll be exploring more advanced topics about S3. So let's start the class with the agenda. So the agenda for today's class is enable public access, S3 bucket policies, static website hosting, upload static HTML code, cross region replication, and cross account S3 access. So if you remember in the previous class, we created a bucket, and by default the public access is disabled, and that's a good thing because if I am putting my personal data, or if I am putting my you can say project data, I do not want to make it publicly available. But on the other side, there can be some scenario, just like today we will be hosting a static website. That means you have some public content, you have some images, you have some, you can say, vlogging or anything like that which you want to make it publicly available. And the good part is that if your content is static, that means your content does not change with the user. For example, if you logging in your internet banking, then your content is completely designed only for you. It will display your name, it will display when did you log in last time, it will display your account details, your balance, your assets, and much more, right? If I will log in into my net banking, it will display completely, even the same bank or same website, it will display the complete detail specifically for me. So that's a dynamic website, dynamic pages. On the other side, if you go to wiki pages or vlogging and all that, where the content does not change with the logged in user, that is mainly static pages. So if you want to host static websites, you don't even need to think about any web server or any hosting service, nothing. S3 is the simplest solution. Within 5 minutes we can host a static website. And this class is not about website hosting and all. This class is about S3. So the purpose here is to show you that how S3 can be useful in different type of scenarios. And in order to do that, there will be some steps involved. That's why we are saying enabling public access, S3 bucket policy. So you will understand much more about S3. Okay. So first of all, I need to log in into my trial account so that I can show you all these things practically. So I am logging in. I need to enter the code from my phone. Just give me a moment. 421776. Okay. So in the previous class, we explored S3. You can see here the recently visited service are listed here. I'm opening S3, and it will display one bucket which we created last time. You can see that. If you want, I can use the same bucket for my static website hosting as well. That's possible. But let's not do that. I don't want to mix the multiple things in a single bucket, because this bucket we will be using for many more purposes. We will be putting our data, and we will be analyzing that data. We will be doing some database stuff and much more. Let's keep our static website separately. So I can quickly create one more bucket. I will click on create bucket, general purpose bucket, bucket name, my static website Neeraj. Okay, I'm giving a name. I'm not sure whether this is unique or not. In case it's not unique, it will not create. We'll append some random number if it's not unique. But let's proceed. So bucket versioning will enable it, and server side encryption is fine, and that's all. Hardly 1 minute it will take to create a bucket. Yep, bucket has been successfully created, because my, I mean, this name, right, whatever we created, even that name is unique. So my static website nearest is a unique name across the globe, across entire AWS, not only within my account. Entire AWS, it's unique, so it has allowed me to create. Okay. Now, how to make a static website? There are a few steps involved in that, and the very first step involved is enabling that public access. So how to do that? Give me a moment. Okay, so I have opened my this static website bucket, and you can see there is no data. Before we do anything, right, first of all, let's click on properties, and let's see few things. So bucket versioning is enabled. This is the region where I have created the bucket. This is the creation time, and tags, default encryption. Okay, we will go to the next section, that is, okay, scroll down to the same page only, scroll down, and at the end you can see this static website hosting, and the default behavior is disabled. That means any bucket you are creating, right, that's not designed for static website hosting. You may be using for some other purpose, but in case you want to use that particular bucket for static website hosting, you can scroll down, come to the bottom, and click on edit, and simply enable this. Okay, once you enable it, it will say that host a static website or redirects request for an object. So we'll go with the first one. Scroll down. Index document. Index document is nothing but your main page, home page basically. Because a website may contain many pages, but you will provide the link for the first page, and then from first page you can definitely navigate to other pages. Usually the standard is that your index document is named as index.html. That's the standard. But in case you want to change it, maybe you want to make it home.html or homepage.html, you can even do that. But the only thing is, whatever name you will specify here, the same name should be there in your bucket, because ultimately it will be opening that HTML page for us. So let's go with the standard one. I will simply put index.html. Okay. Error document, that's optional, not required, and that's all. It's quite easy. So enabling static website hosting is nothing but click on enable and provide one home page, that is index.html. Okay. Before we proceed, I will take a pause here. In case anyone is having any doubt till this point, you can ask me.
No, Neeraj.
Any doubt? Okay. Seems like there is no doubt. So that's absolutely good.
Hey Neeraj, can I know like what exactly you're creating? Like what is static website?
So static website, as I was explaining, the websites which does not change with the logged in user, the static content, the fixed content. If you're going for any vlogging website or any, suppose just containing some wiki page, right, which does not change with the logged in user. If on the other side, suppose
Okay.
you are logging into your Instagram, your Facebook, it will display the
Mm.
content specific to you. If you're logging into Facebook,
Mm.
it will display your friends post, your friends upcoming birthdays, and all that stuff, right? If I will log in, it
Okay.
will display completely different, although the website is same, but it's displaying the content specifically for me. So that is a dynamic,
Mm.
that is dynamic content. Dynamic means it changes as per the logged in user. On the other side,
Okay.
if you go to any static website, suppose you are going to any wiki page or any, you can say weekend travel pages where they display some different itinerary and different, you can say destinations and some pictures and all that stuff, right? So that does not change. You
Mm.
will open page from your side, I will page open from my side, it will display the same details only.
Okay.
That is static website. Now coming back, like why, how S3 and static website are related. So there is no relation, but the point is that S3 is not only about storage. I mean, initially in our previous class we were thinking that S3 is like a simple like storage, where you can put your input data or you can put your output data. But it's even beyond that. You can even host
Okay.
static websites very easily